In the vast and intricate tapestry of human biology, few processes are as fundamentally consequential, yet culturally mystified as menstruation and ejaculation. One is a cyclical cleansing, a preparation for potential life, often shrouded in stigma. The other is a peak of pleasure, an expenditure of life's essential seed, often pursued without a second thought. At first glance, comparing the male orgasm to the female menstrual cycle seems a biological category error. Yet a deeper exploration into ancient wisdom systems, modern endocrinology, and the burgeoning practice of semen retention reveals a provocative parallel. The male orgasm, particularly through ejaculation, can be conceptualized as a physiological event of significant energetic and hormonal expenditure, a male period, while the conscious practice of retention becomes a form of cyclical self-regulation akin to managing a vital resource. This is not a literal equation. Men do not bleed, and their reproductive biology lacks the overt, monthly rhythm of ovulation and endometrial shedding. Rather, it is a metaphorical and functional framework. It posits that just as the female body undergoes a mandatory, energetically costly process to reset and prepare for fertility, the male body, through the act of ejaculation, undergoes a voluntary but profound release of biological and subtle energy. Understanding orgasm through this lens transforms it from a simple endpoint of pleasure into a significant metabolic event, and semen retention becomes the conscious choice to harness the process for transformative potential. Menstruation in women. Menstruation is the process by which a woman's body sheds the endometrium, the uterine lining, after an unfertilized egg cycle. Every month, the female reproductive system prepares for the possibility of conception. If fertilization does not occur, the body releases the unused materials through bleeding. This cycle is involuntary and biologically determined. Male orgasm as a parallel cycle. For men, semen contains sperm, fructose for energy, enzymes, trace minerals like zinc, magnesium, calcium, and proteins, all produced over days and weeks. Each ejaculation is the culmination of a reproductive cycle. The body produces and stores sperm, nourishes them with life-giving fluids, and eventually expels them during orgasm. Like menstruation, this is the body shedding reproductive potential that has not been used for its highest purpose, conception. The hidden cost of ejaculation. Unlike menstruation, which is natural and necessary for female reproductive health, frequent male ejaculation is not necessary for survival or health. Scientific studies have shown that each ejaculation releases between 200 to 500 million sperm cells, along with valuable trace minerals like zinc, which is critical for immune function, testosterone regulation, and brain health. Excessive ejaculation depletes these reserves, leading to fatigue, brain fog, lowered testosterone, and even anxiety or depression in some men. Thus, orgasm can be viewed as a male period because it represents the unnecessary shedding of vital reproductive energy. But unlike women, men can opt out of this cycle through conscious control. Semen as the elixir of life. In Taoism, semen was regarded as jing, the vital essence that fuels life and longevity. In yogic traditions, semen was associated with ojas, the spiritual energy that, when conserved, transforms into creativity, wisdom, and inner power. These traditions all emphasize that unnecessary ejaculation weakens a man's spiritual force, while semen retention strengthens his aura, presence, and consciousness. When a man ejaculates, he symbolically undergoes his version of menstruation, a cycle of loss and renewal. The body must then rebuild its stores of semen, pulling energy, nutrients, and reserves from the rest of the body to do so. This constant rebuilding weakens the man's overall vitality. Just as a woman may feel fatigue, mood changes, and vulnerability during her period, a man who ejaculates frequently may feel drained, irritable, and mentally clouded. The crucial distinction lies in choice. Women do not choose when their menstrual cycle occurs. Men, however, have the ability to decide whether to release or retain their seed. This choice is what separates men who dissipate their life force from those who harness and direct it. In this sense, a man who succumbs to frequent orgasm lives at the mercy of his male period, while a man who practices semen retention rises above the cycle. Many men report that after ejaculation, they feel a temporary relaxation followed by fatigue, lethargy, or lack of motivation. This parallels the hormonal and energy shifts women experience during menstruation. If a man ejaculates frequently, he subjects himself to repeated cycles of energy crashes, much like a perpetual male period. This prevents him from sustaining focus and discipline in his personal growth. Just as women may experience mood swings during menstruation, men who overindulge in orgasm may experience irritability, sadness, or restlessness afterward. The dopamine high of sexual release is followed by a crash, leaving the man craving another fix. Over time, this creates a cycle of dependency, similar to addiction, that keeps him trapped in lower states of mind. Retention fuels masculine drive, ambition, assertiveness, and self-confidence. Orgasm, when frequent, depletes this drive. A man who constantly lives in this release cycle may feel weaker, more submissive, and less ambitious. In essence, he becomes trapped in a male version of PMS, an unstable rhythm that holds him back from consistent progress. Modern society actively encourages men to stay trapped in their male period. Pornography, hypersexualized media, and casual hookup culture all push men toward constant ejaculation. Why? Because a weakened man is easier to control. A man drained of his vital energy is less likely to pursue greatness, challenge authority, or build a strong life. Instead, he chases pleasure, living in cycles of release and recovery. Consider this. Women's natural cycles are biological. Men's cycles are manufactured through conditioning. The average man today ejaculates dozens, if not hundreds, of times per year, far beyond what nature intended. This keeps him in a constant state of energetic depletion, preventing him from realizing his full potential. Semen retention, breaking free from the male period. When a man chooses semen retention, he effectively decides to transcend the male period. Instead of wasting his essence through unnecessary orgasm, he retains and refines it. Over time, his body adapts, redirecting this energy toward building stronger muscles, clearer focus, deeper spirituality, and heightened charisma. Physical benefits. Increased testosterone. Studies suggest semen retention may raise testosterone levels temporarily, leading to greater strength, libido, and confidence. Nutrient conservation. Retaining semen conserves zinc, magnesium, and other nutrients, strengthening the immune system and brain function. Energy redirection. The body repurposes and used reproductive energy toward repair, vitality, and growth. Mental and emotional benefits. Sharper focus. Without the highs and lows of orgasm, men experience more stable concentration. Emotional stability. Men no longer ride the cycle of dopamine spikes and crashes. Confidence boost. Retention strengthens masculine energy, making men more assertive and grounded. Spiritual benefits. Stronger aura. Many traditions claim that retained semen strengthens a man's energetic field, making him magnetic. Creative transmutation. Sexual energy, when conserved, can be channeled into art, business, leadership, or spiritual practice. Discipline and self-mastery. Learning to rise above base urges builds the foundation of spiritual growth. The ultimate message of comparing orgasm to a male period is that men do not have to be bound by it. While women must accept and work with their biological cycle, men have the opportunity to free themselves from theirs. The man who retains becomes cycle-free. He is not at the mercy of monthly losses of energy. Instead, he continually builds, storing up life force until it transforms into wisdom, power, and magnetism. This is why many spiritual warriors, monks, and leaders throughout history practiced semen retention. They understood that to lead, create, or transcend, they could not afford to live in cycles of depletion. Their energy had to remain steady, not governed by a rhythm of rise and fall. Awareness. Recognize orgasm as a male period and understand its cost. Discipline. Commit to semen retention, not as repression, but as redirection. Transmutation. Channel sexual energy into workouts, meditation, creative work, or business pursuits. Lifestyle adjustments. Eat nutrient-rich foods, get quality sleep, and avoid triggers like porn. Purpose. Anchor retention in a higher goal, whether spiritual growth, success, or legacy. The proposition that orgasm equals male period is not a literal scientific fact, but a profound metaphorical and functional model. It serves as a crucial corrective to a modern culture that has largely ignored the true cost of sexual expenditure. By examining the act through the lenses of hard science, the loss of nutrients, the hormonal shift, and ancient wisdom, the expenditure of jing, or essential life force, we can reconceptualize the male orgasm. It is transformed from a simple, inconsequential release into a significant metabolic and energetic event, a voluntary period of depletion. In this light, semen retention emerges not as a fringe, esoteric practice, but as a rational technology of self-mastery. It is the conscious decision to break a cycle of expenditure and depletion and to instead cultivate a cycle of conservation and transmutation. It is the practice of harnessing the body's most potent creative energy and redirecting it from external expulsion to internal fortification. By respecting the orgasm as a moment of profound exchange, modern men can learn to navigate their own biological rhythm, not as a fate to be endured, but as a powerful economy of vitality to be wisely managed. In doing so, they tap into an ancient secret, that the seed of life, when preserved, can become the fuel for a life truly lived.